could just fill in what I didn't like and change what I didn't like, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that. So maybe I will do that, but I'm not gonna play around right now. I'm gonna wait until I get that dated software going, and like you said, I'll upgrade the computer probably in a couple of months. I just want to get my feet wet with this radio, and I'm in the middle of a big move right now. I'm still in the basement here, and it gets cold down here in the winter, and when the furnace comes on, it just about drowns out my audio. So I finally got permission to use one of the bedrooms upstairs, and I'm in there. I just bought a table today. In fact, and cable and everything else. So I'm in the process of moving my whole station up into a nice warm in the summer, in the winter, and air conditioned in the summer. So that's going to be nice. So that'll probably be completed by, I'd say in about a week or so, and then maybe I'll start looking a little further into learning more about this Apache. Go to the Apache Labs forum and start learning about that. Yeah, and that data software, I would definitely do that. Like your father was saying, we're retired. We have a couple of bucks in the bank, and it's time to let some of that money loose. To get a new computer is very, very minimal in terms of dollars compared to everything else we're spending here. So I definitely would go that route. By the way, I'll turn it back over to see if Brett is there. If not, Frank can pick it up if he's still there. And one comment I'm going to ask either you or your father: do you guys know of any? I know Woodbox used to make an S meter, an outboard S meter. One of the things I don't like are these little tiny panel meters. I like the large, square, conventional S meters that I was used to back in the 60s. And I know Woodbox Radio, I don't think they're around anymore, had something like that. I'm wondering if any of you know of an external S meter that I can download and run with the Flex 1000. So N2DTS to pick it up. If you're not there, I'll send it back to W2SDR. This is WB2RON.
Yeah, that was one of the things I really liked about SDR console and old versions. They had an S meter that looked like it looked like an old CB meter, analog and kind of old-fashioned. I thought that was very nice. I'm on the 32V3. I guess they're running about 90 watts in that carrier, and maybe that won't get into the cable TV. But I think the band's starting to go, and I might get 40 meters a try tonight. I got the 4D32 rig back on the air, and I want to give that a workout. But congratulations, Ron, on the fun new rig. And I wonder what amplifier you're running into. I'm kind of toying with the idea of like getting rid of a lot of this old crap and getting a DIY rig for 80 and 40, and maybe an amplifier, and the Flex 5000 is good enough for me. I'm just kind of wondering what you're using for an amp, what's going to hold up to 200 watt carrier. I guess I'll turn it over. I don't know if Perry's back or not, but I'll turn it over to Frank. W2SDR in the group, N2DTS.
Yeah, Perry's back. If you copied him, Ron, he's going to send you that Woodbox radio. You can't find it anymore online, but we both have a zip file of it, and it'll configure. You just have to configure a cat pair to get it to work. I think the Woodbox defaults to cat serial port number 10. You just have to give it a serial port combo to get it to work with the ANAN. So Perry said he's going to send that to you. And yeah, that's a nice big S meter. I mean, it's okay. As you probably know, this ANAN stuff is all hams that write this stuff, and they just haven't spent a lot of time, and they don't really have anybody to improve this GUI. See, there's some issue with using this setup. It looks kind of antiquated, but under the hood, it's very sophisticated. But you know, it looks like kind of the same old, same old. I don't really know all the details of that, but it seems like the interface is taking a back seat for some reason. But it's very complicated to deal with that stuff, you know. So it's way beyond me. So anyway, there you go. I'm just it's funny that both of those set up there monitors, generic monitor. I want to get the probably the driver for the Dell monitor and put it in here. So let's get it over to. Sorry to hear about that cable TV issue. You know, that's very unusual today, Brett, that you have that. That sounds like some sort of leak in the shield coming in there, because you just never hear of people getting RFI anymore on cable TV. With the digital cable and stuff that they have now, it's extremely unusual. Very, very unusual. Go ahead, Perry, W2SDR in the group.
W2SDR, W3MMR. Real quick before I forget about that cable TV issue, I know Bob KBW was coming through his neighbor's digital cable, and number one, they found a bad cable going into the house, a bad piece of coax. Where the shield was messed up, so it was getting in there, and then the amplifier, I guess on his box, was turned up too high, or wherever the amplifier that they use was, the sensitivity was turned up too high, so they turned it down, and now he doesn't come through his neighbor's stuff anymore. Yeah, because I literally, my antenna is right over top of my shack. I mean, it's probably, you know, 10 feet above my roof right here, and I don't come through anything in my house as far as the digital cable goes with Comcast here, or Xfinity. So, and Ron, I tried emailing you. I don't know if your email is good on QRZ, the one that you have listed, because every time I try to send it, it boots it back to me. It gets returned to sender. So, if you have a different email, even if you can tell me, I'll write it down, I'll send it right over to you. But I do have the zip file all ready to go to send to you, and it's definitely a very a large S meter, and works works real well there, and you'll enjoy it. So, and yeah, I make my own skins, Ron. I made one for my father, made one for me, made one for another friend of ours, W2FMU, down in Georgia. You know, with our calls and you know, the city and state that we live in, just right back there in the pan adapter, and you know, real simple. Don't change all the you know, just the real simple buttons and stuff, and kind of everything's all black, and you know, so it's not real, you know, bright. But I could jazz it up if I wanted to, but I kind of like things, you know, black and, you know, kind of like a silver, you know, text to the writing there. But they work pretty good, and you can check out on my YouTube channel what it looks like. The AM Window is the name of my channel, and I'm making a recording now, so it'll once we get done here with the QSO, it'll take about an hour or so to upload, and all you have to do is search your call, WB2RON, on YouTube, and it should you should be able to find it. Or, like I said, go to my channel, The AM Window, in an hour or two, and you'll see, you'll hear what you sound like down this way, Ron, because you sound really good with the D104 and the FET, the source follower circuit in the D104. So back over to you, Ron. WB2RON. If you could give me an email there, a good email, that would be great. W3MMR.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to make sure I'm getting it. W3MMR and the group WB2RON. Well, that email is good. Just quickly, how large is that file?
It's not that large. 766K. It keeps getting sent back because let me hold on real quick. It keeps getting sent back because the cannot be delivered because this is a permanent out and permanent error in the following addresses failed. This message was blocked because the content presents a potential security issue. Gmail is not letting me send it.
Harry, what it is because it's an exe file inside that zip. Did you copy that, Perry?
Yeah, I was waiting for Ron to pick it up. Yeah, I guess it's because there's an exe file inside the zip, which is why it's not letting me send it. That's weird. Well, somebody was able to send it to me before. I don't know, that's weird.
Yeah, okay, I want to make sure I got it. Okay, send it to my Hotmail address, because I was going to say, Gmail generally lets me get pretty big files. Try it to my Hotmail, and I guess that was Frank who said that about the exe file. He's right. I can't send exe files either. Send it to my Hotmail address. It's same thing, same prefix at Hotmail. Instead of at Gmail, send it to at hotmail.com.
Man, listen to that. You got my subwoofer going.
Yeah, you got my subwoofer walking across the floor. All right, Ron, yeah, no problem. Go ahead, pick it up. WB2RON, W3MMR.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's my furnace in the background. You're hearing that on your subwoofer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's way down there below 100. And well, you're probably generating quite a few watts with that subwoofer, but it sounds. You got me drawing some watts out of the subwoofer underneath here.
Yeah, that's funny. That just goes to show you what a D104 can do. Let me look at the modulation monitor. 100% negative and 125% positive. Oh yeah, look at that. A very, very low frequency rumble being picked up by the D104. Hey, well, you know, the D104 is looking into about a 30 megohm load. I don't have any resistor off of the gate. It's a totally open FET, so it's virtually an infinite load for the D104. So it's picking up those real low frequencies.
Yeah, I'd probably, if it was mine, I'd probably put maybe a 1 or 2 meg gate resistor, because you know your voices are down there, and if you're always going to have that heater issue, because that's sucking up a lot of your audio power with that subsonic type noise. I could almost see the flame. It would be cool with a pan adapter if there was like a flame to go along with that.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, well, like I said before, I'm getting away from this. In a couple of days, I'll be moving the station upstairs, and you know, that will cure that problem. All right, I'm gonna go check my Perry, did you try sending that to Hotmail?
Yeah, it went through. So you should have it here in no time.
Terrific. Okay, I appreciate that. I had that set up on my Flex 1000 when I was using Windows XP, but that was like a couple of years ago, and so I'm a little familiar with setting up the cat pair and so forth. So I shouldn't have any trouble. But listen, I appreciate that, because I did a search recently. I don't know why those files disappeared. You can't find them anywhere. So appreciate that, Perry, and definitely we'll try that. So let's send it back over to Brett. I think conditions are changing. Brett, I don't even know if you're still hearing me. When I first turned the radio on, you were 40 over 9. You're barely a 9 now, so conditions are starting to change fast. N2DTS in the group, WB2RON.
Well, that's also because I went from 350 watts down to 90, so that's something to do with it. I had a question. I wonder what amplifier you're running with that radio.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry you did ask. It's the HL2200. It's the new cabinet version of the SB220, or 221, I should say. The difference between it, well, you know the differences between these. We'll call it an SB220 with the newest version.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, when I set the Flex radio up and this, I set them up for 80 watts maximum. I know they're capable of 100, but since there's no ALC to control the output on the Flex or on this radio, although this one has better control, they do have the internal ALC, which does a good job. I decided to limit the output to 80 watts out of the SDR radio. That way I can't possibly overdrive the SB220. So that's how I have it set up. Though I'm only driving it with about peace. Okay, I'm only driving it here on AM with about 10 to 12 watts to get me to 200 watts.
Yeah, that works. And it sounds real good, too.
All right, somebody else pick it up.
Yeah, I'm just going through settings on this computer, shutting off notifications, stuff like that, trying to get the thing as bare bones as I could get it, little by little here. Unfortunately, the Dells don't come with nearly the amount of bloatware that they used to, so it's been pretty painless. Before, I guess the i5 that I bought about 3 years ago, I got so disgusted with it, I just got a new Windows 10 ISO file and formatted the drive and started over from scratch. I just couldn't weed out all the junk. But this one didn't come with that much, and it seems like I got just about all of it to where I want it at the present time. W2SDR.
Can you get in services and turn all that stuff off in Windows 10?
Yeah, you can do it. It takes a little bit of doing to get used to it, but yeah, you can pretty much clean it up completely. It's not an issue.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really liked about the refurbished computers that I got, and I had good luck with them. The first one I got was an i5, and that was like new, pretty much in every respect. And the next one, this one I got, this one looks a little beat up, but it actually came from the New York State Attorney General's office or something, and it still had that in the BIOS. But both of them came with just Windows 7, no other stuff at all. And I remember spending days removing all kinds of crap and trials and this and that. And some of this stuff, unless you formatted it, I don't think you're going to get rid of it. They got tricky ways of keeping it in there in the registry or something. So that's a benefit to me that you don't have all that crap.
Well, what you can do now, Windows is free if you have a key. So even if you got it refurbished, and if it comes with a key, you can go on and get a copy of Windows 10, the ISO file, free, and then use that to do a reinstall. All you need is an official, at least what's on your machine now, if it's official. Like now, I have Windows key that came with this new computer. I could go in, all I got to do is put the ISO file, CD, DVD in the drive, and start a fresh install. As a matter of fact, the key is embedded on the motherboard now on these computers, so it already will find it and do it. So that's not an issue at all. The only issue sometimes when you do that, Brett, is if they're proprietary drivers for some special hardware your computer might have. The generic Windows will not have those drivers, and you might have to scrounge around to try to find them. If it's a proprietary video card or maybe a network card, something like that. But Other than that, it doesn't cost anything. But I found, like I said, with this new computer, I just got it this morning, and I was able to get McAfee off it completely, and with Microsoft Office. They're really the only two things, and they came right off without an issue. I'm going to run down the hall, get something to drink. W2SDR.
Okay, N2DTS. Yeah, the only thing in here is a FireWire card. There's programs that might not run on SDR programs that might not run on Windows 10. But the only thing I have is a FireWire card, and there's warnings about upgrading to Windows 10 for the Flex 5000 here. That upgrading to Windows 10 may not, may need to buy another FireWire card. And I don't know. I don't really like Windows 10. I'm not doing anything cutting edge, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, there's no reason to update the operating system as long as they still support it. But Windows 7 is going out. And as soon as they stop supporting that, you're going to be wide open to viruses. See, that's the problem. When they stop supporting it. And that's why you should move over because of malware and stuff like that when they stop supporting. So, but FireWire, that's really legacy now. So that's why you gotta move on. But I wouldn't use a Windows 7 or an outdated. Once they stop supporting that, if it's connected to the internet at all, or if you're going to be putting anything on that machine, it's not going to be able to be scanned for viruses and malware, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, the only thing this computer does is the SDR and the mod monitor. That's it. Nothing else. I don't use it for anything else. And second of all, in the last, say, 2 years, I've had it connected to the internet, I think twice, to download a program. And there's no connection otherwise. So there's no personal information in the computer. There's no antivirus or anything running in the computer. There's no connection to the web in the computer. So, and if it was to get a virus in it, it doesn't matter because it has no personal information in there at all. So there's no email, there's no web surfing history or anything like that. So I don't really worry about it too much, and I have not had problems running it that way. I have a Chromebook to look things up, on the desk, and I just do everything online on the Chromebook, and I don't use computers for doing things online.
Yeah, I was just going to comment that I used XP up until about a year ago, and never ever got an issue with it, and that hadn't been supported in years. Maybe I was probably lucky.
Yeah, well, it's I use my computer a lot for pornography, 10, 15 hours a day, and there's a danger with that. And no, I'm only I'm only kidding. It's it's just
No, he's not.
Well, it's hard to keep all this new stuff for any length of time. Because it gets very, very difficult, and Microsoft makes it difficult. The hardware pushes you to buy new software, new operating systems. It's just one thing keeps pushing. And now with all these things, with these updates for the beta software and stuff for the ANAN, I mean, to have this radio computer not hooked up to the internet would be ridiculous. Because you have to. You have to get stuff off the internet for this. I have a logging program, all that stuff. For me to have a computer that's not hooked up to the internet that I'm using for the radio today, it's like having, you need a crank to start your car.
W9BHI.
Yep. Let me just grab it. I gotta back out of here. I heard another station in there. Perry, before I run, what was the? You said the AM window. I think you said the AMwindow.com. I'm not getting anything there. Where was the site? You said I can listen to the go back to an hour back and listen to this recording.
No. It's a YouTube channel, the AM Window. Just search the AM Window on YouTube. But I'm currently making the recording now, and it will be up on my YouTube channel in about an hour. And good evening to the breaking station. It was an N9 something. I did not get the call.
Hi, Don.
Okay. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to run upstairs. Okay, so it's going to be up there in about an hour. Okay, all right. I'll take a listen to it. Hopefully there'll be something up there that'll still grab my audio. 73s, everyone. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to run upstairs. My furnace is on again. You guys with subwoofers can probably hear. So, and thanks for your assistance this evening, Perry. I really appreciate it. I'll download that file a little later on. This is WB2RON signing clear, and I'll send it back to you, Perry.
Yeah, no problem. Take care, Ron, and I'll send it over to the breaking station. Go ahead, pick it up. This is W3MMR.
Yeah, this is W9BHI. Good evening, Brett. And I wasn't sure who all else was out there. Just listening for a while here. Just copying the mail. Figuring I'd just jump in and say howdy. I just copy the guys from the East Coast. I'll send it back over to N2DTS. This is W9BHI.
Well, howdy there, Don. What's happening?
Not too much. Same old, same old. Running the Gates DC1G here this evening. I run Windows 10 on my machine here that that's hooked to the ANAN 200D and several other pieces of equipment here. And I have had zero problems with it at all. I run the MCSoft malware program on it. I get my stuff from N2DTS. Anyway, never had a lick of trouble here, except for the last two updates for the feature update caused my mod monitor to quit working, and it took me several months to figure out why it wasn't working, but I talked to Steve, QIX, and he couldn't figure it out. But anyway, I just stumbled upon the fix for it, and now it's working like a champ. Gotta have the microphone turned on. The last two feature updates that Windows did were security updates, and they shut the microphone off. And the mod monitor is an audio program, so it needs to have the, it goes into the USB port, and it's an audio program, so it has to have the microphone enabled in order to get the mod monitor to work. So I notified Steve about that, and he put that in his instructions and passed that information on to a couple of customers that couldn't get their mod monitors to work after a feature update of Windows 10. Other than that, I've had zero problems with it. Works like a champ here. I don't know who to send it to. This is W9BHI.
I had that same problem a couple of years ago. Steve told me how to fix it.
You guys go ahead and pick it up. I'm going to back out of here. Take a break for a bit. But good evening to W9BHI, I believe. I'm sorry if a B or a D. But the name here is Perry, Papa Echo, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee. The call is Whiskey 3, Mike, Romeo, located just outside of Philadelphia, PA. I'm running an ANAN 200D as well with the latest Thetis release here. So, good evening, guys. Sounded great. Brett, it's been fun. Ron, if you're still within earshot, and Pop, we'll talk to you guys later. Gonna listen out for a while. W3MMR.
73 fine.
All right, 73s, yeah. I'm running an ANAN 200D. Well, I'm just using it as a driver for the broadcast transmitter here and a receiver. I'm still running the Open HP SDR 3.4.9. I still haven't gotten around to switching to Thetis. I'm waiting maybe for another release. I guess there's still some bugs in it. I can't attest to it because I'm not running it, but I've been a little reluctant to switch over to that. This has got the 0.24 output board in it or whatever it was. It was one of the last 200Ds that they made. Anyway, I really like it. I like it better than the Flex 5000 that I had. Anyway, 73s to you, and we'll talk to you again. Over to N2DTS. This is W9BHI.
W9BHI? Yeah, I'm not sure if Frank's doing here or not. Okay, Don. W9BHI and a group, N2DTS. I had a 200B, which the B stands for bargain, and it was okay, but nothing to write home about. I got the 5000, the Flex 5000 here, pretty reasonably. 2 receivers and the antenna tuner, and I like it because it's silent. It's very quiet, has all the ins and outs, and it makes a pretty decent receiver. And if you want to transmit 20 watts or 22 watts, it's all right for that. But yeah, the new stuff is wonderful. Anyway, yeah, the band's moving around, signals are going down. I'm going to make some changes here in the shack, so I'll just go into the listening mode also.